Hello everyone, my name's Binks and welcome back to Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations 2 Prosecutor's Path, where we will be continuing on in the fourth case of the game, The Forgotten Turnabout, End Part 1. Alright, so last episode we went face to face, toe to toe, head to head against the big kahuna himself, the head of the Prosecutorial Investigation Committee, Blaze the best. I was about to say Sebastian. His father. It's Sebastian's father. So the best is actually the worst. Oh, that's horrible. Anyway, yeah, he's a total douche. He's pure evil, and he has no problem with setting up Kay and letting her take the fall for this murder. And we know that she's not the murderer, so how are we gonna prove that if we're locked behind bars? So, I don't know. Let's continue on. You arrested Kay, even when you knew of the existence of the true culprit. Don't toy with me. There's no way such an act would be tolerated.
You sure are green, you know. That's what a prosecutor's supposed to do. That's what your mentor did. Just convict people. Who cares if they're innocent or not? It will all work out fine if we make her guilty.
Who would desire such a resolution?
If I had to say, maybe the PIC. And also, maybe me, you know. When I heard your words just now, I could barely hold back my tears, you know. It was just so splendid, you see, and it burns me up inside. I'm not the most perfect piece of work, you know, so I can't forgive such youthfulness.
This man just loves playing with fire. One day, Blaze, you're gonna get burned, and your tears are not gonna be able to save you.
You say the truth is important, but you know, once you know the real value the truth holds, I wonder if you can still say the same thing.
What are you trying to say?
When you get to where I am, you can just create your own truths anytime you want.
Corruption at its finest, huh?
Kay Faraday's the culprit. That was a truth that I simply manufactured out of thin air.
Yeah.
Good, very good. That face, that expression.
Sir? Cease and desist. You're making me uncomfortable. You're already evil as it is. Why do you have to add perverted evil to it? It's like, come on, man.
You were such a desperate one, you see. That's why I really wanted to bully you, you know.
Oh, he's a sadist. Oh, he's into all the nasty, kinky shit. You just know it. He's just a freak. You're a freak, sir.
You see, even if you know the truth, there's simply nothing you can do. And that's the real value of truth. So shocking that it's to die for, you know?
Why won't you pursue the true culprit? How much of the truth do you know?
Do you understand now?
No, obviously I don't.
The truth that you believe in is worthless, you see. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? Powerless former prosecutor?
You.
Ooh, scary, scary. You know, I guess the friends of a heinous criminal are also quite heinous themselves.
Blaze. You. I get it, Edgeworth, you're angry, but that's actually really funny. Don't do that. Oh, sometimes it's like, they do it in certain things. Like, they made fun of, I think it was in Star Trek. Like, Spock was shouting, Khan! And that became like a big joke meme, right? It's supposed to be a moment of pure rage and anger where you really just can't think of anything else to say. But becomes funny to us instead of being like really dramatic and serious.
And like this, you see, one more person will disappear before me, like magic. Ah, here come the waterworks. These tears of mine just won't stop, you know.
A-hole. I think this is one of those times that Edward feels totally helpless, you know? Losing his badge, being behind bars. This is one of those times he really could have used Phoenix's help, but you know, oh god, I'm talking like Blaze saying you know. But with these games, Phoenix is never going to be here. Everything will be decided in today's deliberation. Kay's innocence. I will definitely prove it. He's not giving up. Even though he feels powerless, he knows that he still has a chance. April 6th, 8:30 a.m. Grand Tower PIC meeting room. There's a conspicuous empty space amongst all these people who are all dressed exactly the same. So are they all judges then? Are those all judge robes? So is our judge never part of it? Is he's like, I'm too low level or I'm too senior that I know I don't want to be part of that garbage. Why does Blaze get to wear whatever he wants? It's kind of weird. So they're a prosecutorial investigation committee. So they have judges and prosecutors in there? Because I know he was a high prosecutor at one point. Are there any lawyers in there? Just regular lawyers?
10 members are present. The quorum has been met.
Oh, I guess maybe the empty slot is for Jill Crane? Excuse me. I thought it would be Judge Courtney's spot, but maybe it was Jill Crane?
From here on out, let the council begin. Today's deliberation shall be about Miles Edgeworth's aptitude and ability as a prosecutor. Let our members discuss this matter with a clear conscience of the goddess of law.
Yeah, right. Such bull hockey. A clear conscience. Don't make me laugh.
Courtney, please give us your report.
On April 5th, Prosecutor Edgeworth carried out an illegal investigation and resisted arrest. He was arrested by 2 of our members who caught him in the act, myself and Blaze DeBest. Prosecutor Edgeworth disrupted the investigation of attorney Jill Crane's murder.
He claims, well, if she's an attorney and if she was part of the PIC, then that answers my earlier question, right? That attorneys would be part of the committee too.
He claims that the culprit, Kay Faraday, was arrested without sufficient evidence. Even now, his claim remains unchanged.
Tell us more about the murder incident.
On April 5th, the victim's body was found here in the PIC meeting room. Regarding the details,
I, Sebastian the best prosecutor, will enlighten you.
the prosecutor in charge, Sebastian DeBest, will explain the rest of the details.
The murder happened on the night of April 4th. The victim was one Jill Crane. Oh, we get to see a new image. Huh. That looks so funny. To see the blue badger head on that big guy. That's really funny. On the same night, a black market auction was being held in this very meeting room. I guess Miss Crane was taking part in the auction. Yep.
The murder occurred in the middle of the auction, did it not?
When Miss Crane was found, she was dressed like the conductor of the auction. However, based on the fact that the auction continued after the murder occurred,
I deduced that Miss Crane could not have been the conductor. You weren't the one who made that deduction. Sebastian, please show everyone the basis for the arrest of the culprit. You got it, Justine. Kay Faraday was unable to bear the weight of her good conscience. I believe you mean her guilty conscience. Yes, it was her guilty conscience that drove her to confess the crime. According to her confession, on the roof of this building, she met a figure in a red raincoat on the viewing platform.
So Crane was wearing a red raincoat.
Yes, that's correct. The culprit used the conductor's clothes as a red herring to mislead us. At the time of the murder, Miss Crane was wearing a red raincoat.
I don't know if I believe that, y'all.
It was I who discovered the raincoat near this building. He did. I'm sure it was the forensics team who found it. To be more precise, it was the forensics team under Sebastian's orders who discovered it. I thought as much. He just loves to steal other people's credit. According to the blood analysis, which I personally performed even though I don't have that training, the person in the red raincoat and Miss Crane were the same person.
Just because of blood doesn't mean it was her. The killer probably had her blood on their hands.
The decisive evidence is the culprit's own confession. She testified that she killed her. That's right, the culprit is Kay Faraday. It couldn't have been anyone else but her.
Well then, Edgeworth, if you have any objections, let's hear them.
I have no objections.
I see. It seems all the fight's gone out of you after— oh, hey.
I have no objections to your claim that I investigated illegally. I admit to that. However, I object to the claim that Kay is the culprit. I will testify that Sebastian's investigation was fair and just. Of course it was, Justine. Don't you know that I'm the fairest of them all?
You're Snow White.
Edgeworth, my boy, despite how things may seem, I actually kinda like you, in a creepy way. If, and this is just an if, you see, if you were to withdraw your objection, you might be sitting on this side of the bench tomorrow.
Yeah, right. You're just trying to bribe us now?
I'll ask you one more time, Edgeworth. Do you have any objections?
Don't take me for a fool. I'd advise you to watch what you say.
He just tried to bribe him right in front of all of you! How stupid are you?
This man is the one who should watch what he's saying. I'm talking about the case, not about a chair. I demand a testimony. By all means, let me hear it. I want to know how the PIC understands this case.
A testimony from us, eh? Fine then, if that's what it takes to make you happy. Courtney, give him the materials from the investigation.
Sir, but that's...
It's the end of the line for him. I'll let him go out in a blaze of glory.
You think you're so funny making a pun out of your own name.
If you insist, Mr. Chairman.
Received evidence from Judge Courtney.
Why don't we have Courtney give the testimony?
I'll have no objections.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Don't worry, Kay. You just watch from over there while Daddy protects you.
Yeah, we're gonna protect our little baby girl.
Summary of the case. Miss Crane went to the black market auction as a customer. The red raincoat was one of the items up for auction. We believe that she left her seat after winning the bid for it. The only exit from the storeroom is the hatch that leads to the viewing platform. Miss Crane went out to the viewing platform where she was attacked by Kay Faraday. That was how she met her end. And that concludes my summary of the case.
The red raincoat was up for auction. Is that a fact?
The same one from before, I assume. The one, the killer was wearing.
It is quite likely. The red raincoat had been a piece of evidence in the assassination attempt on the president of Zhangfa, as you well know. Originally, it should have been stored in an appropriate place, but when I asked about it, I learned that it went missing.
And it somehow made its way to the black market auction. Certainly a natural conclusion. My, well done, Courtney. Your explanation is as clear as ever.
I am much obliged. Prosecutor Edgeworth, will you concede defeat now?
Sorry, but I don't plan on it.
I see. I am relieved.
Relieved? What does she mean?
Yes, I wanted to crush you even more.
Come to think of it, her reason for questioning me yesterday remains a mystery.
It was weird, right?
Just what is she thinking?
I think she just wants a real fair battle, that's all. Summary of the case. Alright, went to the black market auction.
Okay.
We believe that she left her seat after winning the bid for it. The only exit from the storeroom is the hatch that leads to the... Let's press.
Why would Kay do such a thing?
Yeah, what's the motive, you guys?
We intend to question her about that later. We just arrest first.
Later? That seems to be your favorite time for interrogations.
If the culprit was aware that the customers were required to exit from the hatch, it would have been easy to lie in wait for an ambush. Miss Crane was attacked when she was leaving the hatch.
Wait, no! We know the murder occurred in the storeroom because of Lotta. She heard it. Lotta's photo? Yeah, what the hell? What a mistake. Keycard record, the letter, the clothes. No, the photo. The photo? Yeah. There was already blood on the hand. Come on now.
Judge Courtney, I have found it to be strange for a while now. Why is Miss Hart here with us?
She is an eyewitness to this case. Isn't it only natural for her to be in attendance?
Oh, shucks. I reckon I'm more of an ear witness than an eyewitness.
It seems that gaining the trust of others isn't your strong point, Judge Courtney.
Perhaps I simply do not wish to be as tactless as you.
It appears you have failed to get the witness to tell you the most vital information. Please look at this photo. This was taken by Miss Hart.
This photo seems to have been taken in the storeroom. And what of it?
According to your reasoning, the incident took place on the viewing platform. However, Miss Hart encountered the incident in the storeroom. That's right. It had taken place just before this photo was taken.
Did your forensics guys find blood up there? 'Cause I don't think so, bro. Ma'am.
Wait, if that's true, then Justine's reasoning... Exactly. It does not hold up. Miss Hart, allow me to ask you again.
You saw the person in the photo with your own eyes, correct?
I sure did. I seen him plain as day with my own 2 eyes.
And what did you think at the time?
I figured I was about to give me a big scoop, you know?
I guess that makes sense. That's not what I meant. What did you think of that person?
Huh? Well, I reckon she'd help me bring home the bacon.
Are you mocking me?
Ah, shucks. Don't make that scary old face. It was just a harmless little joke. The person in the red raincoat. I reckon they were the culprit.
I hope you understand now. The crime occurred in the... Prosecutor Edgeworth, I cannot understand your argument if you do not say it out loud. If you had simply asked, I would have been more than willing to explain.
Uh-oh. She has a a solution to this?
Explain what? The sounds Miss Hart heard may not necessarily be related to the case.
What? Since when?
That is impossible. Enough of your excuses. Was the voice that Miss Hart heard really that of Miss Crane?
Such a shady conversation must have had something to do with the case.
What did her voice sound like?
Her voice? Well, beats me. How was I supposed to know? They were both using voice changes.
Yes, the voices Miss Hart heard had been altered by a device. We must therefore question whether or not they have any bearing on this case.
Uh-uh.
You need not object just because you wish to sigh.
Judge Courtney, it seems I have greatly overestimated you.
Oh, burn! They're so sassy towards each other. I can see why people kind of ship it. Like a hate ship, you know?
No, Courtney is quite amazing, you see.
You claim that the sounds Miss Hart heard have no bearing on this case. Even if they do not, it doesn't change the fact that the crime took place in the storeroom. At the very least, the crime must have occurred before the victim went up to the rooftop. The reasoning being...
Yeah, the blood. This evidence proves the crime occurred before the victim went up to the viewing platform. It's the blood. Look at that blood, y'all.
At first, I thought the person in the red raincoat was the culprit.
Well, Miss Hart's testimony certainly made it sound that way.
Precisely. It was because she saw that the person's hand was covered in blood. Anyone who heard her testimony would have arrived at the same conclusion. The person in the red raincoat was the culprit, and the blood on their hand was the victim's. However, if the person in the red raincoat was the victim, then the situation changes completely. Since blood can't be seen in this photo, it must have been taken after the crime occurred. It seems we've been under the wrong impression in regards to the victim's condition.
This photo shows the true condition of the victim. The victim was still alive after the attack then, right? We don't know about the conductor thing, or striking the culprit.
The victim was definitely attacked in the storeroom. Immediately afterward, the victim was seen with blood on her hand. That must mean the victim was still alive even after she was attacked. Blood on her hand must have come from her own wound.
No way! Are you saying that she died from a hand injury?
No, that is not the case. I suspect she just held her hand against the wound. It can't be seen in the photo, but at this moment she must have already suffered a fatal wound.
Oh, if that's true, then it changes a lot of things, you know.
It seems you understand. This refutes the allegations against Kay. Kay encountered the victim after this picture was taken. I believe at that point in time the victim was already on the verge of death. Most likely Kay just happened to be present when the victim reached the end of her strength. That is quite the coincidence. Indeed, I can only say that she was at the wrong place at the wrong time. Prosecutor Edgeworth, it seems you have forgotten a crucial fact.
Oh, you mean that, right? He must be pretending that he hasn't noticed it, you see.
What did you say? Are you implying that I forgot something?
Courtney, I think it's about time you gave him his last rites.
Hey, Pups!
Justine's with me, you know.
Oh my. You guys fighting over her? She's too young for Blaze and too old for Sebastian.
Don't order her around like that. You know, even though you're my son, you're so embarrassing.
I'm not embarrassing.
I'm sorry, but you're both rather embarrassing.
Justine, give Mr. Edgeworth his,
Very well. I shall give him his last rites.
Are you okay being bossed around by these two idiots? Edgeworth's contradiction, uh-oh.
When the body was found, there were 3 wounds in Miss Crane's chest. I'm sure you're well aware what kind of wounds these were, right? Yes, she was stabbed in the heart with the 3-pronged candelabra. Is there any person who could survive such an injury?
Ooh.
Please take a close look at the autopsy report. Can you still say the same thing after reading it?
Did they update it?
Well done, Justine. With this, Mr. Edgeworth will...
I will offer a rebuttal, of course.
Why would you do that? Didn't you hear what Justine just said?
Of course I did. And I still plan to object to it.
It's not fair! You're always opposing me at every turn.
It was never my intention to oppose you.
Huh? Really? We're friends?
No, you fool. It's simply not worth my time.
I see. So that's how it is. Yep. After all, I'm... That's enough, you know. You're embarrassing your father, you see. Huh? What do you mean, Pops?
Sweet, innocent child. Okay, so let's look at the autopsy. It's been a while. Where is it? First page? That's the letter. This is the ticket stub. His memories. Maybe? This one. Okay. Late last night, midnight. Stab wound, left chest. Head wound was post-mortem. Burn mark on the hand. What are we arguing? Stab wound. I don't know. Is there anything else? This is conductor's clothes. Wait, victim's fingerprints and blood were found on the hood? Why is blood on the hood? Blood on the hood. Didn't they say... Wait, head wound was post-mortem. Is that not her in the I'm so lost. Let's do some pressing because I find that strange. 3 wounds.
So the cause of death was a stab wound to the heart, is that correct? Yes, the candelabra pierced right into her heart. Since this was Dr. Young's medical opinion, it must be the truth.
The coroner's medical opinion follows my own opinion. Therefore, it's perfect.
I certainly cannot ignore the autopsy reports, however.
Hey, don't ignore my opinion.
However, if the cause of death was a stab wound to the victim's chest, wouldn't it contradict that piece of evidence?
Ooh, he's totally ignoring me. Justine, say something.
Yes, I will not allow you to ignore my reasoning. Let's look at the autopsy report. According to the autopsy report, the stab wounds to the left chest caused the fatality. Correct. The autopsy report itself is the foundation for my reasoning.
In other words, I just have to shatter that foundation, right?
I don't find that amusing at all. I look forward to seeing you try. Nevertheless, please take a close look at the autopsy report before you make a rebuttal. Show me that your reasoning is not just mere conjecture.
Very well.
Mr. Edgeworth.
We'll be fine, Kay. There's nothing for you to worry about.
Evidence that the victim was alive after the incident.
If I can just find that, Kay will be...
Okay, I think I know where we have to go with this, but I'm not 100% sure. But I'm going to end this episode right here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this, and until next time, have a nice day. Bye!